So, how we have to write this particular statement means whichever it comes like in the string, you have to put in double quotes, and whichever you want to write it as a value, you have to write it as a value. See, in the output, you just look at this first sentence str of 0:1. See, in this case, what happens? See, str and left bracket. Okay, this much you write in like double quotes. Okay, then plus means it is to combine. I is actually the value of the integer. You see, for I equal to 0, I have taken I is equals to 0. That means integer value it is. Integer value directly you don't write in string. Instead, what you have to do, combine it. So I write I in place of I, it will display 0, or next time 1, next time 2, like that. Okay, then plus. Then right bracket again comes in string. So put the double quotes, put the right bracket, okay, closing bracket. Again colon comes in string, put the colon, leave one space, close the double quotes. And whatever you want the value, that is at location 0, whatever you want value, again you take it as a separate, like plus str of I, like this. Understood? So str with left square bracket, put in double quotation marks. I write it separately, that means combine plus I, again plus right square bracket colon, right with the double quotes, and the value what you are printing, write it separately. Okay, but you should not forget to add plus symbol. It's very important. First plus symbol will concatenate str square bracket I. Second plus symbol will concatenate right square bracket with colon. Third plus symbol will combine last value. Okay, in this way we have to write the println statement. So if you write like this, you will get the output. That is str square bracket. In place of I, it will keep on substituting the values. First value is 0, second value is 1, third value is 2. So 0, 1, 2. So why it will take 3 means? Because 3 strings were used to initialize this string object. So it will find the length first. So str dot length. It will return 3. So ONE will consider first. Okay, TWO second, 3 third. So length is 3. So this for loop works till the condition becomes false. So as we know from C language, the working of for loop. So I equal to 0, less than string length I plus plus. So I plus plus means each time it will be incremented. From 0 it will become 1, from 1 it will become 2. So 3 times this println statement will be executed. So this in the println, I will tell you how it works. Okay, str left square bracket string plus I, in place of I it will substitute 0, 1, 2, and after that again right square bracket colon, then str of I means str of 0. Str of 0 means, if you look at the memory representation, so in location 0 word ONE is there, that will be displayed. Similarly for str of I, that is str of 1 equals to 2, str of 2 equal to 3. So like this we have to consider array of strings. This is called as array of strings. String is an object. Again we are using array of strings in this case. Okay. Okay, next we will move. Okay, using command line arguments. The meaning of this is, say command line means we have to consider like command prompt. So just I will tell you about that a little bit, then we will come to this program. Okay, CMD. See here. See, this is command prompt, nothing but console. Okay, we can call it as console as well as command prompt. So command line argument means like, see for example, I say cd. Cd means change directory. Cd dot dot. Okay. Okay, these are the DOS command prompts. Now I am in C drive. That means root directory. So this is called as root directory. C colon slash this right angle bracket. It is called as root directory. If I want to change the directory, like if I want to go for users directory, I say cd space users. Okay, then you move to the users directory. And if I want to move to the Pradeep directory, cd change directory to Pradeep, it will move to the Pradeep directory. In this way, you can go for the particular directory. Okay. Now, if suppose if it is like this, if I say cd space users, see, when I type users, right, this you can consider like argument. Okay, for cd command, change directory command, this becomes like argument. What it will do, it will change the directory to users. And again, if you supply one more argument for cd command, I say cd, change directory, Pradeep. So this word Pradeep will become the argument. So this is nothing but argument. Command line arguments means this is command prompt. In command prompt, if you are giving any command, for that command, if you are giving value, see cd is the command. Okay, and value, if suppose simply if I say ABC, I don't know whether this folder is there or not. If I simply if I say ABC, it will display the system cannot find the path specified. That means argument is not correct. Command is correct, but argument is not correct. So this is the meaning of command line arguments. Now we will move to the Java concept. Okay, just a minute. Okay. So command line arguments. A command line argument is the information that directly follows the program's name on the command line when it is executed. So according to Java, they are given. But generally, what did I explain? Is like CD. CD means change directory. In front of CD, I have written users. Users is one command line argument. And again, CD, Pradeep. Pradeep is one command line argument. Like that, command line argument means is information that directly follows the program's name. So here program name is nothing but file name. So for example, in this program, you say in the main method I have used command line. This is the file name, command line.java. So program name is command line. In general example, what I have taken, program name you can say cd, change directory. That is the command program name. So which follows the program name on the command line when it is executed. Command line arguments are stored as strings. In the string array, pass it to the arguments parameter to of main. The first line or command line argument, first command line argument is stored at str args of 0, args 1, args. See here in the main method, you observe public static void main. In the introduction to Java, I don't know, overview of Java, like right in overview of Java chapter, we have discussed about main method, right? About public keyword, static keyword, void data type, main method. Till here we have come. But till now, in class and objects chapter, in data types, variables, arrays chapter, we have not talked about this at all, string args, right? We have not discussed about string args. Now we will discuss about that, why we are using string args. Okay, so args is a string here. Okay, string is a class name. Args is one string object here. So and have taken it as like a square bracket. Square bracket means again it becomes array of strings here. So whenever you write string class name, in front of that one string variable name, again square brackets means it is called as array of strings. Okay. So what they are telling, the first command line argument is stored at args of 0. So 0 is the location. And second at args of 1. 1 is the location. Third at args of 2. Okay, we will see in the program how it happens. Okay. Okay. Class command line, public static void main, string args of for I is equals to 0, I less than args dot length, I plus plus. See, if you observe this system.println, in the same way in the previous program I have used it. So only have written this program next to this program only. People can understand. Here also we are using for loop, we are calculating the length of the string, println statement in the same way we are using. Only difference is in this program I have taken my own string, that is str. In the next program, in this command line program, what we have done, I have not taken string object here. Directly I am taking for loop and args string only. So whatever the string variable supplied by the program only, that only I am taking. Okay, that length it will calculate. See, you might have observed, like in this program, if I say args dot length, I cannot say what is the length of args in this statement only directly, because I don't know. Okay, what is the length of command line? I don't know. Till we execute the program, we will not come to know. So once we execute the program, okay. So once we execute the program, what we have to do? See, this word Java is an interpreter. Okay, word Java is an interpreter. After writing interpreter name, you have to write command line. That is name of the file. So how will you come to the name of the file? In which class we have written main method? That will be the name of the file. So here command line is the name of the file. So what I can say is like this program file name is like command line dot java. Okay, program file name is nothing but command line dot java. I can say like this. Okay, when it is command line dot java, when we execute this program, so you have to say java. Java is the interpreter name. Command line is the program name. After you write the program name, instead of pressing enter key, what you have to do, you have to start typing your own characters, whatever it is. Okay, just meaningful sentence, you have to start typing. So here what I have typed, this is a test 100 minus 1. I have typed just one sentence they have given. So I have typed like that. This is a test 100 minus 1. What happens here is, after the word command line, whatever you have written, that is considered as argument, command line argument. That is, this is a test 100 minus 1. See, the word this will be stored at location 0. Okay, the word is location 1, A at location 2, test at location 3, 100 at location 4, minus 1 at location 5. You look at this memory representation, you come to know. See here, ARGS of this, it is at location 0, E is at location 1, A at location 2, test at location 3, 100 at location 4, minus 1 at location 5. So in this way, command lines are stored. So let me execute this program so that you will get clear idea. Okay, so I will store this program in Java folder. And I will execute and show you. Just wait for a minute. Okay, so I have saved the file. Now we'll move to the command line. Just a minute, it is missing. See, what we have to do is to understand this program's output. So we have to open the command prompt. Okay. Okay, you see this command prompt, that is console. See, I have saved that file. The file name is commandline.java. See, first step we have to compile. Compile means, see, this program, if we execute in NetBeans editor, clear understanding will not get it, because here we will come to know how to supply the command line arguments. See, first we have to compile the program. Java C. Java C is the compiler. See here, if you want to know the program, that means contents of the program, that also you can know. Type is a command name. So command command line dot Java. See, this is the program. So here only you can display the program. Okay. Type command line dot Java. Type is a command which is used to display the contents of the file. Okay. Not only Java, whether it is any file, you can display the contents of the file on the command prompt by using the command called type. Okay. Now we will execute the program. Java C. Okay. Command line dot Java. Java C is the compiler here. If there are no errors, so it will display. Okay, now there is an error. So error is have not written semicolon. So I will make changes to the program and I will save. Okay, I have made changes. So error is solved. So semicolon was missing, I added. Now next thing what we have to do, like after Java C, we have to go for Java. Java is an interpreter. So Java C is the compiler, Java is an interpreter. Here what you have to do, you have to remove this .java because first time you have to give the source file name, that is command line .java. Once a .class file is created, that is bytecode is generated, you need not give source file name, that is .java. Directly class name. Class name is command line. Now what you have to do, you should not press enter key here. Okay. So if suppose if I press enter key, let me see what happens. See, nothing is done because we have not supplied any argument here. So this is a test 100 minus 1. See here. So here GS of 0 is this and first location 1 is next a test 100 minus 1 like this. If suppose if I change the string, if I change like first string, let me consider it as ABC, then DF, okay, XYZ. Now you see. Understood? So we can change the command line arguments here, however we want. For example, if I say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see here. So 0 equal to 1, 1 equals to 2, 2 equals to 3, 3 equals to 4, 4 equals to 5. So in this way, we can change the command line arguments and we can look at the output. Okay, I hope you people have understood about the command line arguments. Okay. So if you come across any doubts, you can ask in between. So this is the memory representation of how we can use the command line arguments. Okay. So next we will move to the string handling topic. Okay. The meaning of string handling is nothing but string operations. That means when a string is given, so what we can do with the string, whether we can compare or we can combine, we can search for a string or we can find the substring like that. Okay. So Java implements strings as objects of type string, whereas many other languages implement strings as character arrays. See, as I said, in C and C++, it will use as character arrays. Okay. So Java has built-in methods. See again, built-in means like Java class library. In Java class library, methods are present to compare two strings, search for a string, concatenate two strings, and so on. So in this way, many methods are present. Many methods are present inside the string class. Okay. See, when we create a string object, we cannot change it. That is, the characters in that string cannot be changed. String buffer and string builder classes are defined in java.lang.package. See, there is a chapter called as package. Okay, there we will discuss about in detail what is a package. Okay, just you just remember one term here, one name, java.lang. Okay, Java generally they will call it as java.lang. That is the package name. So in packages, I will tell you what is a package, how we can write our own package. Those things I will tell you. Okay, the contents of the string instance cannot be changed after it is created, but a variable declared as a string reference can be changed to point at some other string object at any time. See, the meaning of this is like when we create a string object, we cannot change it. It becomes like a constant. Okay, but string reference, if you create a string reference, that we can change. See, in this examples will come to know how it happens. String constructors. See, before we go to this operation, like comparing two strings, searching a string, concatenation of two strings, so we'll discuss about string constructors, because string is a class, right? Inbuilt class. For every class, constructors will be present, whether it is inbuilt class or if we have done our own class, constructors will be present. Okay, so we will discuss about what are the constructors they have defined in string class. Okay. The string class supports several constructors. To create an empty string, call the default constructor string s is equals to new string. We'll create an instance of string with no character in it. Just like box, my box 1 equals to new box. Same thing here also. String is a class name. S is a string object. New is a keyword to allocate a memory for variable s. String is a constructor name with empty parenthesis. Empty parenthesis indicates a default constructor always. Empty parenthesis, wherever you write, it indicates default constructor. So we'll create an instance. Instance means object it is. Instance of a string with no characters in it. Okay. To create a string initialized by an array of characters, use the following constructor. String. String is a constructor name. Char. Char is a data type, that is character data type. Chars of, it is a array. So whenever you put square bracket, it indicates array. So example, see, char, chars. See, chars is not a data type, it is an identifier. So just I have added one letter to the keyword, that becomes the identifier. So if we change any letter in the keyword to uppercase, or if you add extra letters, that becomes the identifier. Okay. So char is a keyword, chars is the identifier, and that is an array also. Okay, because I have used a square bracket. So when you are initializing a character array, what you have to do? Individual characters you have to initialize. When you are initializing, like this, you can initialize A in single quotes, B in single quotes, C in single quotes. Each characters will be initialized. Finally, it will become the string ABC. When you initialize each character also in the memory, it will become ABC. And this identifier you can supply for this character, for this constructor. Okay. Because in the previous constructor, it is a default constructor without any parameters, so empty parentheses. In the second constructor, it is one parameter of type char, that is the character array. So you have to use in the example in the same way. String s is equals to new string of chars. See, chars is the identifier, that is character array. When you're using as a parameter, you should not put a square bracket like this. Okay, just write the identifier. That is, just write the array enough. You should not put square bracket here. Okay. Char, yes. This constructor initializes a string with the string ABC. Okay. For variable yes, that is for object yes, we get the string ABC. That means these characters A, B, and C are substituted in this string. Okay. So we can say like this. In place of chars, it will become like this. We can understand like this. A, B, C. Like this, it is supplied. Okay. Okay. So we can specify a sub-range of character array by using the following constructor. See what they're telling. String is a constructor. Three arguments are there here. Parameterized constructor. Okay, one is default constructor, another one is parameterized constructor. In the previous constructor, one parameter I used. In this constructor, I'm using three parameters. So what are those three parameters? First parameter of type array, second parameter of type integer, third parameter is also of type integer. chars is an array, start index integer value, numchar it is an integer value. See, by this, I hope you people know how to use the methods. That is nothing but functions. See, actually in C language, functions we can think like a last but one chapter. But when we come to Java, without functions, none of the programs we cannot write, right? So for in every program, we have to remember the functions concept. Because constructor is nothing but a function, it is a method. So you should know how many parameters and what type of parameters. If you remember those things, it will be very easy. So here three parameters are there, out of which first parameter is of type array, second parameter is of type integer, third parameter is of type integer. So what are those things? We'll say start index specifies the index at which subrange begins. Number of characters specifies the number of characters to use. Okay, char is an array. See here example they have given. Okay. See how they have used is chars is equals to A, B, C, D, E, F. Totally 5 characters they are storing in the array. Char, yes, 5 characters. Okay. How we can consider is like A, B, C, D, E, F. Like this, it is stored in character char. Yes, that is array. Now, if you consider like that, again here also you see A, B, C, D, E, F is right. A will be stored at location 0, B will be stored at location 1, C at location 2, D at location 3, E at location 4, F at location 5. So in real world, what we say, first character is A, second character is B, third character is C, fourth character is D, fifth character is E, sixth character is F. But when we go to the array, what we should do, whatever you consider the real world value, -1 you have to consider. That's all. If you say first character is A, in array you should say 0th character is A. That means A will be stored at location 0. If we say second character is B, in array it becomes 1. That means in location 1 the character is B. Like that you have to consider. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the last. 6 characters are there, but last location is 5. Now when we look at this statement, what happens? String S is equals to new string of chars, comma 2, comma 3 means chars. Wherever you look at chars, you should consider all characters. See, just I will substitute and I will show you. So wherever it is chars, what you have to consider like this: A, B, C, D, E, F. Because in chars, these characters are present: A, B, C, D, E, F. Next, 2 indicates start index. 2 indicates start index. 3 indicates number of characters. So 2 indicates start index, 3 indicates number of characters, right? So start index means that is 2. So in location 2, which character is present, that you should see. You see, in location 0, character is A. In location 1, character is B. In location 2, character is C. Understood? In location 2, character is C. And from there, you have to count 3 characters because numchars is the integer value which indicates number of characters. From there, you have to count 3 characters. That is, from C, you have to count 3 characters. If you count 3 characters, it becomes C, D, E. Understood? It becomes C, D, E. Just a minute. Okay. So it becomes C, D, E. So finally, for S, what we will get is, say, listen, for S, the characters what we get is C, D, E. From chars, we will not get all the characters, we will get C, D, E, because they are telling you count, you start counting, you start from the index 2, count 3 characters and stop. So if you start from index 2, index 2 character is C. If you count 3 characters, it becomes C, D, E. So finally, C, D, E will be the contents of the string yes. So this is the meaning of constructor with 3 parameters, that is character array, start index, number of characters. Okay. Next, last one we will see. We can construct a string object that contains same character sequence as another string using the constructor string strobj. So first time what I used string, it is a constructor name. Second time what I used string, it is a class name. strobj is the object. Okay, string it is a constructor name, string it is a class name, string strobj is an object. So in this program you will come to know how they have written. So we will look at this program and we will stop the class. Okay. So program make string. Okay. Public static void main string args. See here. Java, word Java used as character array. J first character, A second character, B third character, A last character. String str1 is equals to new string of C. So in this line, in this statement, what happens is the characters JA, BA is substituted because C1, C I use, right? In C, what characters are present? JA, BA. It is substituted like this. Next, string S2 is equals to new string of S1. S1 means it is an object. So S1 already contains Java. Same thing here, it is substituted. So I can consider like this. See, like this I can consider. It becomes like this. Okay. In place of S1, the value of C is substituted. In place of in S2, the value of S1 is substituted. So S1 and S2 contains the same string. So first time I have used a character array. Next time you have used a string object. So here I have used a character array, that is C. Fine. Character array is a C. And in this case I have used a string object S1. So both contains the same string. Okay. Okay. You just look at the output. Okay, and this is the memory representation. So when you use as a character array, you have to draw memory representation like this. C, a character C of is equals to JAVA, J at location 0, A at location 1, V at location 2, A at location 3. Now, string S1 is equals to new string of C means same characters are supplied for constructor string and S1 becomes a Java. And string S2 is equals to new string of S1 means whatever the object S1 contains, the contents of S1 is given in the constructor, that is string of S1. So S2 also contains JAVM, but two string objects are created here. We should not consider S2 as a string object reference. It is not a reference, it is a new object because new keyword is there. It is a new object with the contents same contents. Okay. So in the above program, S1 and S2 contains the same string. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, so the remaining topics we will continue tomorrow. So you can just look at these topics now. If you have any doubts, you can ask.